Hey there. Are you wondering what men are all about? Do you feel like you just can't understand them? Well, that's because we're not supposed to. And it really truly is because men and women are totally different. Well, today on Moms Like Us Do Things Like This show, we are actually going to help you. What are we going to do, Amy?
Man poll. So we have polled a bunch of our buddies that are our friends' husbands, and we just asked 4 questions, and we're going to read their responses and chat through them. And that's what we're going to do.
We are.
Because men say that they don't understand us, but you know what? I don't know that we totally understand them either.
But I've been around them for a while, and I've studied authentic manhood and womanhood.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can give you a little bit of insight into a few things. So here we go. On Moms Like Us Do Things Like This. Welcome to the Moms Like Us podcast, where moms just like you learn strategies, systems, and skills through expert interviews and real-life insight designed to take your marriage, mothering, and home to the expert level. Hi, I'm Mona Corwin, your mom mentor and host, author, international speaker, and the founder of the Moms Like Us Academy. I've been coaching moms for over 25 years, and I have some really good news for you. Motherhood isn't a natural talent. It's a skill, and you can learn it. You can crush it at motherhood instead of motherhood crushing you. So let's get to today's show.
All right. First
Are you ready? Are
First
you ready
question. I got to tell you, when I read through these responses, I was laughing some, and then a little bit I was like, oh, okay. I love when my wife blank. All right. I love when my wife cooks a homemade meal.
Mm-hmm. Good.
I cooked a homemade meal last night.
Mm-hmm.
I made pork loin in the air fryer. It was amazing. It took me 3 whole minutes of my life, but it tasted like a restaurant. Butter beans and homemade mashed potatoes and crescent rolls. So fancy. But
it was potatoes. I don't know. That sounds exactly like what I'm eating.
And Kyle literally, and I cook, but it's not like that big of a plate of food usually, right? Like crock pot. And he hugged me after the meal and goes, you're crushing it in all areas of your life. And I was like, am I? Oh my gosh. Use an air fryer more. All right. Cook some
Maybe we should
meal.
Stop right there and you tell us what we're doing.
But tonight for dinner, we're having leftovers and sweet potatoes. Okay. Let me see. I love when my wife laughs really hard. Mm-hmm. That was sweet.
That's a good one.
I love when my wife gives me physical touch, grabbing my arm, holding my hand, etc. Also, you can jump in at any time.
Well, why don't you just read them all?
All right. I love when my wife starts the bed fun. I love when my wife surprises me with a hug for no reason at all. I love when my wife cares for what I care about. I love when my wife hugs me. I love when my wife laughs at the same things our kids do when we watch America's Funniest videos. It's so sweet.
What I'm hearing is, I'm hearing 2 things. The very first thing is that I'm hearing that men want to hear you. That was in a couple of them.
Yeah.
I think my husband would say that too.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason for that. The reason men want to hear you laugh is because they really want to see you smile. And it is the secret above secrets. I've told you this before. But if there's one thing, that the thing that men want most, you're going to think it's the other one I'm going to talk about, but it truly is. The thing that men want most is to see their women smile and to know that they are the reason they're smiling. Mm-hmm. And so when you laugh at my jokes, you laugh at the same things that I'm laughing at. You like to do the same things I like to do, which brings enjoyment to them. That means that you are enjoying them. Now, this is nothing that should shock you because, girl, you did it from the very first moment you saw him. Like, how did you get his attention? I found out that a man requires 7 at this point in time. A man requires 7 eye contacts that are smiling and pleasant for them to even think that you're interested in them. So you must have done 7. And the thing is that the first thing that they see is you smile. It may not be the first thing they notice, but it is the first thing that will truly get their attention. And then they're like, huh, it's because you're smiling. And they are the reason that you are. The other day, we were riding in the car and we stopped at a light, and I looked over at my husband and I kind of laughed, and he was turning his head back to look forward, and he immediately turned his head back to me. And I said, oh, made you look? And he goes, oh, baby, I'll always look when you laugh. And so this truly is one that is really good.
So I was listening to this interview the other day, and it was kind of like talk show style, and it was several men, and they were interviewing this one guy, and he's a movie star, right? Big time movie star. If I mentioned him, everyone knows who he is. And they said, what are your favorite times when you're on set? Okay. And he's been in blockbuster TV shows, movies, all that. He goes, my favorite time when I'm on set is when I have a few minutes of downtime and I check my phone and my wife tells me a funny story or sends me a funny picture, and I know everything's going good back home. And you're like, what? That's he's like, because if she texts me that everything's chaotic, it's like I can't even get in my character. I can't even get in my scene. I can't enjoy where I am because I know nothing's good with the people I actually care about. It's like, beautiful. Well, if he feels that way, how much more so does my husband, who actually really, yeah, huh?
And okay. This goes back to the one of the courses that is inside of the academy, and I occasionally teach it outside of the academy. So if you are interested in it, be watching for that, or DM us or let us know that you're interested in it. But it's authentic womanhood, and in there we talk about authentic womanhood and authentic manhood. And the 4 things that men are created to do and really make them feel like men is to lead, feed, protect, and provide. And if he knows that you're home and everything is right, then he knows that he has fulfilled those 4 things and that you're happy, which makes him smile because he wants to provide that for you.
Okay. Lead, feed,
protect, and provide.
Okay.
Yeah.
My home, here's the next question.
Wait a minute. We didn't go there. He wants physical touch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's probably going to be a thread.
We can probably hit that on the next couple ones. It's mentioned a few times.
Okay, let's go.
My home runs smoothly when my wife is relaxed. Does that make anyone else feel really sad that they're not relaxed all the time?
Or that they think that you're uptight.
Right. Or that the house is, I don't know. I feel like this weekend there were 1 or 2 moments where Benjamin was sick, Eva had a book report, Isaac had sports. Like, I don't know that I was relaxed on Saturday afternoon, and you're not supposed to fake it till you make it, right? He's your husband. You're going to be honest with him. You have an actual life together. It's not this Stepford wife. I'm completely relaxed.
Yeah, we get enough of that on Instagram.
Yeah. But to go, hey, underneath it all, we're going to be okay. I'm fine. All right. My home runs smoothly when my wife is able to do her self-care. Hey, and I'm glad I did this anonymously, but I'm curious which husband wrote that.
I wonder if I wrote it.
Oh, I wrote it. Okay.
She tweeted.
My home runs smoothly when my wife gets massages every week. Like, no. Okay. My home runs smoothly when my wife is around. My home runs smoothly when my wife has our children actively listening and our house is tidy. My home runs smoothly when my wife finds time to put the chaos of family life aside and make love to me. That's where you want to come in a minute.
Okay.
My home runs smoothly when my wife feels she can openly communicate. My home runs smoothly when my wife keeps us on the weekly agenda. My home runs smoothly when my wife is well rested. My home runs smoothly when my wife gets a good strong cup of coffee first thing in the morning. Last one. My home runs smoothly when my wife feels supported by me helping out with the household chores.
It sounds like he's learned that lesson. Men don't usually get that without, but that's good.
Yeah, she
obviously communicated it to him, and that's really, really good. What I'm seeing here is I'm seeing the cup of coffee, the self-care, the helping
well
out.
rested, relaxed.
Those
were half of the answers.
Yeah. And it seems to me that those men had wives that communicated those needs.
Mm-hmm.
Because how would a man know that that is something?
Yeah.
How would they know unless we communicated?
Yeah.
So communicating to your husband is one of the ways that you are going to be able to have a happy man.
And it says when your home runs smoothly, like he realizes actually my home is running smoother when I'm listening to her and I let her whatever, like not let her, but I encourage her. Hey, you said 2 times today you wanted to get out of the house and go for a walk. Go. When I encourage her to do her self-care,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because sometimes for me, it's hard for me to stop doing all the things that I'm doing because I know if I don't do them today, I have to do them tomorrow. It's not like they go away. And Kyle sometimes
they come back.
Yeah. And sometimes Kyle, like literally on Sunday afternoon, he said, I want you to go for a 30-minute walk. You have not stopped today and it's Sunday. I was like, okay.
But he didn't say, I want you to go upstairs and read a good book, because you communicated to him at some point that
a walk is good.
And here, I'm going to give you just one little thing. And a man doesn't want to hear what he's not doing. What he wants to hear is what you feel like when he does something, a thing.
Say that one more time.
A man doesn't, what did I say?
No, what day is it? A man doesn't want you to tell him what he's not doing.
He wants you to tell him how you feel when he's doing something
right.
A thing. No, not even something right. He may not be doing it right. He may not be doing it at all. So for instance, let's just use taking the garbage out. That's kind of like, you know, that can sometimes be a big thing. He can see it's full. Why doesn't he just take it out? I mean, it's garbage. It's kind of a guy's thing anyways. Why can't he just take it out?
Right.
And the point is that you haven't communicated to him unless you've communicated negatively, which
why doesn't the trash take it out?
Yeah, that makes him feel bad. So we need to appeal to this lead, feed, protect, and provide. And we appeal to that by saying, not at the moment that is going on, but later, you know, I feel really seen, and I know that you care about the fact that I'm working really hard. Like, for instance, when I'm doing the dishes and everything's a mess and the garbage is overflowing, and you just take the garbage out without me even saying anything. I feel so good that you see how hard I'm working. And I don't, because I don't want to nag you about that. And you will see him take the garbage out. And when he does, I want you to DM me, because it works. If you tell him what it makes you feel like when he does a certain thing, then he is going to respond in a decent way. Another thing is to give him an analogy. That's like if you're having an argument and you're not able to communicate your feelings or your emotions.
Maybe it's a good sports analogy.
Oh, absolutely. Something they can see, because men are visual. And yeah, so I have another teaching on that, which is in the academy. I didn't say it, but it's in the academy.
These are all just teasers for y'all. All right, let's see. Next question. We gotta, how are we doing on time? We're doing okay?
Yep.
I feel respected when my wife lets me watch football, which I think the lets me is like an interesting phrasing.
That's
right?
very, yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
Like that feels like you're not my kid. I'm not letting you.
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
That's why I kind of don't want to, I don't want to ruin your
we'll just put it there.
podcast here.
Okay. I feel respected when my wife listens to me without distractions. I feel respected in the same way, right? I feel respected when my wife listens to me and respects my opinions, even when we disagree. I feel respected when my wife, this will make me giggle, understands that as a man, I want to do different things in life than sip tea with her.
Okay, keep on going, because I think I'm seeing
I feel
a trend
respected
here.
when my wife takes the kids and gives me time to myself. I feel respected when my wife encourages and supports me, gives me time to recharge my introvert batteries. I feel respected when my wife compliments me in front of our kids. I feel respect when my wife speaks my love language. Last one, I feel respect when my wife consults with me before agreeing to things and looks to me for guidance.
Whoa, that's huge. That's leading. That's a big one. That's leading.
But I feel respected when my wife wants me to take that role. Like,
yeah, I'm loving these.
Okay.
The very last one was she lets me lead and at least cares what I'm doing, like includes me into the decisions of the family.
Mm-hmm.
And the other ones were all let me's.
Mm-hmm.
They were all let me's. She lets me, or she's running it and allows me, or
listens to me, encourages me.
Listens to me and encourages me means that she's understanding that I need to do something with my friends, that I need to watch that thing. The love language one is the only one that doesn't match that. But I think as women, one of the, I have a series on this, is motherhood messing up your marriage. And one part of that is that we have a tendency, because we are running everything in the home, like we're the CEOs, but we're not really the CEOs. We're really the COOs. We're the chief of operations. And together with our husbands, we are the executive officers. But really, our main thing that we're doing when they're doing what they're doing is COO. But we have a tendency to, because we're doing all of that, to then start treating him like that. And it's
like he's one of our employees.
Like he's one of the kids. I mean,
like he's one of the kids, yeah.
Like he's one of the kids. And he's not smart enough. And oh my gosh, I can't believe you didn't see the trash. Like, that is so insulting.
Yeah.
If you came in my house and
spilled
a candle on my floor.
If Kyle did that to me, if it was reversed and Kyle came in the house and goes, do you not see that the trash is full? I would be like, do you not see that I'm doing these 10 other things over here? I would immediately feel defensive, belittled. Do you not see the good things that I'm doing? If I just turned it, right?
Yes.
I mean.
Yes. And even that, even say, using his terms, like, I feel really respected when you compliment me. Mm-hmm. I feel respected. He understands what respect is. He needs it more than you do, but using that term helps him know that you kind of like, oh, she wants to be respected. She wants me to say nice things to her. It's like, yes, I want you to say nice things to me. Okay. Yeah. Oh, the make love to me was on that one.
What does it say? Let me find it again.
Well, I don't think we need.
Maybe it was on a different one.
Well, I don't think we need that. Okay, I don't think it's in all of them, so we don't need these.
Well, because at the end of the day, we are in a relationship together. It isn't just, okay, for these 15, 18 years while we have kids at home, they are the focus. Kyle and I we had a conversation this morning because Isaac has been asked to be in another basketball league. So that would be at the same time, 2 basketball leagues and 2 baseball leagues. He's 9. We're not. No. But out of my mouth, I said, I want to raise a young man who sees that dinner is important. So one day when he has a job, he doesn't take on everything that he can possibly do and go, well, but my family, like, it's more important that my needs are met of baseball than my needs are met at my job, then it's about the family. It can't all be about him, because that raises a little boy that turns into a man that thinks it's only about him.
I think that's narcissism.
All right, last question. Here we go.
And then we're going to do a little, I am going to talk to you a little bit about your romantic life, because why not?
Yeah.
But that'll be at the end.
All right. One thing we wish women knew about men. All right. These are gold.
These are gold. Listen up. Get your pencil.
These 2 or 3 times. Like, these are gold. It makes me just wish that we did this. Let's do this every Valentine's with a different group of men.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I just think these are gold. Okay. One thing we wish women knew about men. Just because we're quiet doesn't mean we're mad. I think I need to like put that in calligraphy somewhere in my bathroom. One thing we wish women knew about, oh, and I'll say too, we didn't poll our husbands.
No.
And we didn't do that. We didn't do that because I didn't want to look at every question and be like, Cal wrote that. Cal wrote that. All right. One thing we wish women knew about men. Men enjoy a simple lifestyle. One thing we wish women knew about men, we have a never-ending need to know that we're doing a good job, whether in work or family matters, either as boys or men. We want to know if we're good enough, and we want to know if we have what it takes. One thing we wish women knew about men, I would prefer you to take the lead sometimes and get some things done without me. I get that. I mean, when it comes to like, is Eva going to do a dance class here or there? That's not a high level executive. I don't have to, okay. One thing we wish women knew about men, we care more than we verbalize. We need specific and clear communication. Sometimes we like doing stupid things with our friends. One thing we wish women knew about men, most of us are simple and not overthinkers. We're not mind readers. We like a direct approach. If something needs to get done, we understand we need to be proactive, but direct requests for help is the language that we all speak.
Did y'all hear that? I just talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
They want to have it direct. They want to hear it direct. When you're talking to a man, and I think that this again is it goes back to this authentic manhood, how God created men. And we can, yes, there are some women that are like that. Yes, there are some men that prefer this. But in our roles, God created men for a purpose. Our jobs are how you make those roles come out into your real life. So in our house, my role is wife, his role is husband, and the job of taking out the garbage is the husband's. And anything that is outside of the door jamb is Warren's responsibility. Inside the door jamb is my responsibility. Now that's kind of just how it worked out, but we like it that way. Another thing is that we did to make things clear is when I would spend money, he would go, "What did you do that for?" I'm like, "Well, we needed it." So we made a deal, and you'll just get better at this as you go, because these problems will come up and you will just work through them together. And we made a deal that there was a certain set amount of money that I would not go over.
Yeah, we did that too.
Then unless I mentioned it to him.
And
same thing with the
both
kids.
ways. I'm like, no, you don't.
Yes.
You don't.
They go, truly, especially Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, my man. I get all the Christmas presents bought, and the man comes, says, "Let's go to the mall and experience Christmas." And he buys all dad gifts. And we call them dad gifts because this year everybody got the beanie with the light on the front of it.
Funny.
Yeah, everybody got one of those. But sometimes it's a computer for one of the kids. And it's just the way it is, and the kids love it. But we made that arrangement, and it changed. Like, it was $50 when we first got married, and now I think we're up to $500. I don't spend more than $500 that I don't at least run it by him. And same for our schedules.
Yeah, I think schedules and money are probably two of the biggest.
Yeah.
Right?
So I never made any arrangements in the evening or on the weekends that I didn't run it by Warren. And that meant for the kids, or like you're doing with this, another basketball league or whatever. So that makes it really, really good. Another thing that I think that women have a tendency to do.
I do these. These are so good.
Okay.
Because the actual teaching is in the academy. She's wanting to do like the teaching. But this is the podcast. This is the podcast. Okay, I'll do this. This is so
okay.
Good.
All righty. We're going to end this portion of the podcast, and we're going to do part 2. We're going to take a drink, and I am going to do part 2, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about understanding men.
I love it.
So,
how unexpected for me.
Okay, here we go.